He's on the ropes. He's spinning off the ropes. He's moving around now and he's getting a little bit of a rhythm. He finally got that second win. Can't be stopped.
Round coming to a close. Hands up, defense, side step. 1, 2, please don't know who extend. It's the endurance test. The real fight begins. Take a walk to this corner. Come get your second win.
Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside
Mr. Hit the Like Button himself. It's your boy, Caesar Fantastic.
well, today we're going to talk about the situation between Adrian Broner pulling out of the fight for this upcoming, was supposed to be fighting this upcoming Saturday due to mental health issues. So on that we brought us to the attention just to show awareness or pinpoint awareness to mental health. Several fighters have lately been coming out. You had Danny Garcia, who just recently said he had mental health issues, as well as Ryan Garcia, who mentioned he had mental health issues. In the football world, it's a lot of cases with due to head concussions, and whatever sport with concussions is a normal in like 90% of the bouts, especially in professional ranks. If you go to fights, if you see 10 fights, 8 of them may be knockouts in the professional rankings. So is mental health issues is it related to punches and blows, getting hit, or is it related to social media, modern day social media today? It's pressure about money, about the rapper status and the baller status. Is that all part of this rapid spread of, I'm not going to say rap, because mental illness has been a major issue in this country. Sean, what's your take on what you think is the cause of this form of awareness or form of people being brave to speak out about it? How do you feel about the mental health situation that is actually being openly brought up now amongst the boxers?
I see punches can have a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be taking punches to the head. It's a lot of factors, you know what I mean? But the punches can raise the risk of other factors, you know what I mean, that you have. Like, got some people who upbringing was rough, so they might suffer from some type of PTSD that's underlying. You got, and then it's like, it's mental health is a thing in society in general. You know what I mean? And I do stand up for people who can't come out and say something about it. Say what's going on, but yeah, it can be a whole lot of things. But I think in boxing is the same as in football. Like you said, it's the same thing. Like, it's the punches to the head, it's the concussions and the things like that really escalates it and makes it beyond, like, it can take it beyond where it can not be controllable as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Adrian Broner decided to, was it the wise thing? Do you think this was a wise and courageous thing for him to notice that something was wrong, that he didn't put himself at risk? How do you feel about his courage to openly acknowledge that something's mentally wrong going on with him? Do you think he should get recognized for standing up and letting people know that something was wrong?
Yeah. I said this in the lead up to the fight. Remember, I said I wanted to see where his head was.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see, is he focused? Can he focus? Is he focused on boxing? I don't want him to go into the ring and get hurt, knowing that, you know what I mean? It's a lot of outside things. Like, he had the writing's been on the wall for years with AB.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
He's been like outlashing, and you can see it. It's like right there. It's like you can always tell that he dealt with demons. You know,
That's
um,
facts.
so it's not. It wasn't like surprise. I wasn't gonna like say all that on it and put all that on him or nothing like that. But you know, it was there. So it was like I said, and that's why I said he needed, like when we was talking about the 6 months. I said he needed that.
Yeah, that I
He
agree.
needed that 6 months to see, so they can see maybe, you know what I mean. They can see where his head's at. See if he was, you know what I mean. So all that being said, yeah, he doesn't need to be in the ring if he's not there mentally. Boxing is such a mental sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That if you're not 100% there in your mind, then no, don't go in and put your life on the line because, like he said himself, like you've seen so many people like get taken out of here because they
Yeah,
weren't hundred
that's
percent there mentally. You know,
exactly. And that's exactly what he said in his he left a nice message on here.
Instagram.
He was stating that he's sorry to all the fans, and the mental health is real, and that is he inside and out of the ring. You know what I'm saying? He was more concerned about him hurting himself in there, because his mind wasn't there 100%. And I just, man, I got more. That this gives me more respect for Adrian, because a lot of times people tend to think perfection is success, and for this guy to show that to other young people out there that if something's wrong in your head or something that you feel down a little bit, let someone know. Don't be afraid to speak up and say, I don't feel right. I need some help. I need to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing wrong with that. It can become a life and death situation. And let me do this because this I'm going beyond boxing, and I tend to do this sometimes because of my upbringing. We all have some form of trauma in our lives, especially in the African American community. Our trauma is traced all the way back to slavery. My grandmother, I can feel her trauma passed down from generations when certain things she didn't want to talk about because her grandparent, who probably was a slave, did not want to talk about slavery to them because they did not want to think about the brutality that they've been through. They did not want to bring it up. But due to the trauma passed down from generation to generation, it's in us because our parents didn't want us to do certain things because they feared certain things that was passed down. For example, mothers were very protective of boys because the boys, if they got out of line, they were killed or hung and tortured and things of that nature. AB is a descendant of a slave, right? So trauma comes down with not, and it's economics too. We don't come from multi-million-dollar inheritance passed down to us. Most black people inherited slave wages of no money, passed down generations, sharecropping, things of that nature. So when you get a little taste of something, right? And you spending 10 and 5 million, you're not used to having that. Nobody was a economic advisor to you to tell you to invest this and that and this and that in the beginning. So growing up in the ghetto, in the communities, you fear having to go back there. So a wise man once told me that when you think into the past, that's a form of depression. But when you think into the future, that's a form of anxiety. The key to it is becoming in the now. That childhood trauma of future, of past situations, probably it's in this man's head on a regular. Just look at it. Most of us that chose the box were poor people trying to get out of the ghetto. So the trauma, the fear of losing it all, because you lose a fight, you feel as though you lost it all. You can lose it all and be right back in the ghetto amongst the people that you left. And that's what a lot of these fighters fear. And it's let me tell you something. Boxing is one of the most scariest sports before the fight ever. I'm trying to tell you, it's so nerve-wracking to be, you don't know whether you're going to do bad. You don't know whether this guy going to break your nose, your eyeball going to come out. You don't know. So it's so many factors in the play that causes this situation to occur. They're for the first time starting to hear people say it's okay to speak up about it. And I'm for that. I'm for getting help. I'm for all of the above, getting help and telling someone like Adrian Broner, Garcia, both Garcia's done, and many other fighters may come out openly express how they feel too. Saw a post with Gervonta Tank Davis mentioned was he may have, because him and Adrian have a different relationship. So I don't hold that against him, how he was called, call him a B, joke, playing with him on Twitter. So I think that was just him talking to his brother, joking with him. Now, as far as Garcia go, he that might be something different. But as far as we go with AB, I don't think it's really nothing serious where he meant no harm to him. I may be wrong.
I think he said he was talking to Ryan, and it got taken because
it got
of the AB thing.
I can believe
or whatever. He said that he wasn't talking to AB about like that because they all right. I guess.
Yeah, I can believe it. I can believe that's what it was, and media tends to do that, especially the boxing media world, man. Yeah. You got to be very careful about the information you get from this boxing world. Man. All of these pictures of such and such fighting such and such, it's terrible.
Yeah, it get a little loopy.
And shout out to my good brother, man, Gerald Tucker, man. I know Gerald is had to call Gerald on many occasions. Gerald came through for him, man. Gerald on another level, man. And he been through a similar situation himself. We all face those demons, man, in some form of fashion where we don't know where we going at. So, man, he got a good brother on his hands, man, who may have encouraged him to speak up about things like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The times have changed, man. We as black men, if we feel something's wrong, we have to speak up. Now, let me tell you, this is not only a black issue because growing up before, we used to hear a lot of Caucasians and other races known for suicide and things of that nature that we used to think that was a Caucasian or other ethnic group thing. But it's everybody, man, and it's something that definitely needs to be shared. You need to express and say how you feel, man. Listen, I have no problem telling a person if I'm down or not, man, or if I'm up or not. If that was my feeling, because I know how my father and his father bottled things up and kept things to themselves, and it caused other health issues in their lives, not just mental health issues. It can cause physical health issues like cancers and things of that nature because you're bottling all that negative forces up inside of you and negative energies that don't do nothing but cause life-shortening situations, heart disease. And we have to be aware of what we put in our bodies as well. If you're putting energy transfers, energy never dies. I don't care if it's an animal or a human being. Energy never dies. It only transmutes and transfers to something else. So if you're eating a stressful cow that's been tortured, abused, a chicken that's been abused and just treated like nothing but to be food. What did you think you're going to get inside of you? You're going to get anxiety. You're going to get stress. You're going to get what I'm trying to say, stress, anxiety, and depression, and all of those things. Those animals are depressed. They're not roaming earth from by their nature. They stuck in cages. So you transfer that stuff onto you. So that's something to think about as a people, white, black, Asian, whatever, you know what I'm saying, your ethnic group is. This is something that you should think about, what you put in your body as well. And also our traumas are passed down from our parents, things they've been through, the fear. They don't want you to go through that. And fear is a big issue because they be afraid for you to go through what they've been through. So mental health is definitely a major topic that we're going to do another time with many other guests on here, because I'm sure there's other guests that want to speak up about it. What you got to say on it, Sean, about the mental health, man?
Hey, man, you covered it all, bro. You got it all.
Yeah, man.
You did it. You know what I mean? I just want to say hit the like button.
Yes, indeed.
Subscribe
man.
to the page. Mr. Hit the like button himself.
Yes, indeed.
Hit the like button. Subscribe to the page, man. Follow us. We coming back. We're going to holler at y'all when we do.
Peace.